What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati, and as always, I am joined by the podcast dad himself, Choops. How we doing, buddy? Yep.
What a Raw, dude.
Yep. I just
Yeah,
that was probably the most heartbreaking. There are very few things that have broken my heart on television history, and at the top of the list is the last 5 minutes of Sons of Anarchy. If you remember that series finale,
never watched
God damn. Oh, it's a good show. You should add that to the repertoire whenever you find the time in the next 14 years. What up, JPJ? Good to see you in the chats as always, my friend. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
and we braced ourselves for it, and we still weren't prepared.
Because I didn't. That wasn't supposed to happen.
No.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
No, it made me sick to my stomach. I mean, I was texting everybody that I knew. It just was fucking heartbreaking. But before we get into all of that, thank you to everybody that's joined us tonight. As always, make sure that you're following us at Junkies Pod on X, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But more importantly, do us a huge favor. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We need your help to get there right now. The magic, not the magic number, but the count right now is 380. Our goal is to get to 400 by the end of the year. Podcast that, if you would, hit our friends with that magic number.
It's just one. Just tell one person.
Just tell one person.
If you like what we're doing here, word of mouth is one of our, it's one of the things that help us get as far as we have so far. So if you like what we're doing here, just tell one person, and maybe they'll like it, and they'll tell a person, and then they'll tell a person.
Yeah.
And that's how this works.
Exactly. We're so grateful for the support we've received over the last year and a half since we've been doing this podcast. Again, this is a labor of love, and we want everybody to be along for the ride. While you're at it, show some love to our friends over at the Main Event Wrestling Network at @mainevent_net on all social media platforms. Podcast Dad, Mr. OTM, and the Great Brown Hope did an incredible main event mixer. Go check that out on the YouTube channel and give them a subscribe as well. Excuse me. Podcast Dad, the holidays are upon us. Have you started any of your shopping?
Heather did, yeah. I think we're pretty much done. So,
well, that's great. I'm sure that Heather. That's great. And it was there for a second. Sorry about that. But yeah, go do us a favor. Check out our merch store. Buy a mug, buy a beanie, tank top, hoodie, you name it. We have it. This is how we're able to reinvest in the world of pro wrestling. All the sponsorships that you see us do, this is exactly how we like to do this. Thank you guys so much, as always, for supporting us. And do us a favor. Shout out to our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel. GorillaPressApparel.BigCartel.com. Remember, promo code WJP2024 for 25% off site-wide. Again, incredible designs. You saw a podcast dad wearing the retro WCW-inspired T-shirt yesterday. Again, this is just incredible merch. Will does a hell of a job running this company. And if you're a referee, wrestler, manager, promoter, you need some merch for those tables on the weekends, DM him at Gorilla Press APP on X. He is accepting commissions right now. He's got not one but two pieces of Junkies merch. Thank you, Kyle. You know that we appreciate that.
And then that's weird.
What on the sport?
How did you get the other piece? I can't remember.
For the love of God, can we?
I can't remember. I just want Kyle to say it. You don't need to say it.
I know, but if we're gonna,
Nick, thank you. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Yeah. Same thing for his pod, guys. Go.
Yes,
he's doing some fun stuff over there. Go follow him too.
Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern. He's got a call-in format, which is really fucking cool. I don't know if we can pull that off. Yeah, that would be chaotic for us. He is a true professional. And all right, okay. See, you started it.
Please come to Philadelphia.
Also, shout out to Zane and Victus. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by tonight. Always good to see you. Definitely due to get up there for a Revolver show. I know that there's a couple coming up here, and I'm way overdue to get some indie wrestling around the area. So hoping we can make that happen ASAP. That is for sure. Are you ready to do this?
No, but we have to.
Man, I'm telling you. and I know that you're probably, I think that we're going to disagree on this, but we want to hear from everybody that's watching right now. Let us know in the comments. Was this the best Raw of 2024? I personally believe that it was, from tip to tail. Masterfully done. Podcast Dad, you are holding strong onto that Mama Rhodes ending of Raw right before WrestleMania. But we want to hear from you guys. Did this show live up to the hype here? And my God, I mean, let's just start from the beginning. Commercial free first half hour. We see CM Punk kicking off the show and basically saying, "Hey, my goal is WrestleMania." That's what has eluded him for over 20 years. That was what he wanted before he walked out. And you, Seth Rollins here, and that blew me away. I just wasn't expecting that particular confrontation, but they essentially set up their Mania program the night after Survivor Series. Really leaning into long-term storytelling here. Podcast Dad, your thoughts on the segment as a whole?
I did like it. I did. The shove was a little much, I think. I would rather seen, come to blows. The shove, I thought he oversold it a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. They got physical. The Punk getting up, kind of doing the fighting stance was kind of funny too, with the UFC history that he has. But no, great segment. These two can talk. They set up their Mania program. Allegedly, we'll see what happens, because at this point I don't ever know what's going to happen with Triple H's WWE, and I love it. I think before he came on, I said I don't know what's going on, and it's awesome. Like, why is it so awesome that I don't know what's happening? And you still have Bronson Reed, who's going to recover from that injury. How's he going to play effect in the road to WrestleMania with Seth Rollins? You still have Roman Reigns out there. We don't know what he's doing at Mania. There's so many moving pieces. A Drew McIntyre, who we saw later in the night, still so many moving pieces. Sami Zayn, who came out and confronted Seth Rollins and basically told him, I'm pissed at you. You didn't tag with me because I needed you. And Seth going, well, I needed you because of Roman Reigns. And Sami with one of the lines of the night saying, well, you created this monster. And that was like, oh, man, body blow after body blow. Yeah. And everything about those two promos were great. I kind of want to see a Seth and Sami program, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. But everything was just, it's so unpredictable, and it's great. I love every second.
Yeah.
Like, Raw is no longer boring, and I didn't think I'd say that.
The fact that, this is, again, commercial-free half hour here, and that 30 minutes set up what will likely be a night one WrestleMania main event. These two are going to be inextricably linked. We're going to see them in the Rumble, I'm sure. There might be some confrontation inside not necessarily inside Elimination Chamber, but at Elimination Chamber. I think that they still find time for a segment for them on the show or some involvement. But this is, it doesn't get much more personal than this rivalry. And if it's anything like what we saw with Punk and Drew McIntyre, or anything that we have seen with Seth Rollins basically over the last 12 to 18 months, they're going to slow burn the fuck out of this, and I'm ready.
Yeah. Main event, interesting. I don't know if that's night one main event. It's interesting. It could be. Certainly could be. Best Sami Zayn since we've gotten to NXT. I really liked the conspiracy Sami Zayn. I thought that character was making a lot of chicken salad out of chicken shit. I thought that was a really good one. Like the kind of COVID mid-card title run was pretty good as well. It's up there. The Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn whole bloodline thing too. With Sami Uso, that was also very, very good. You've said it before, and I can't remember. I think your brother is the one that coined it. Like, he's the Mick Foley. He's the Mick Foley of this era. Everybody loves him, and he can make anything look great. So, this Sami Zayn is, I think, a key player and someone that we need to continue to, pump up. Like, people were pissed when he beat Gunther, but everybody was like, why did he beat Gunther? But like you guys have been wanting him to beat Roman Reigns forever. So
Yeah.
uh,
Also, shout out to
good
Diggs
stuff was
BTW for joining us. Good to see you back in the chats again tonight, my friend. We've got Baron Sharma. Drew's presence is something. This guy is going to bring the fire in the fight. Seth and Drew aligned in the future. I mean, podcast dad, I think that was like right before the show that we were talking about kind of where this is going to go and kind of these weird alliances that we're seeing. And that's a lot of the intrigue right now with all of the moving parts within these stories. You know, Seth is eventually going to snap at some point, and I called it yesterday. I do think that all of this chaos and these different alignments are going to lead to Rollins and Reigns back on the same page. I'm going to say 2026 is my guess, but 2025 is sure as shit going to be a lot of fun watching it get back to that point. Kyle, Drew's going to go after all of the OG bloodlines. It's going to be fun. We saw the attack on Jay backstage. Drew closes out the show with Claymore kick to Sammy, 1 by 1 until he gets his match with Roman. This is I don't know if this is quite Saturday night's main event just yet with Drew. But if we get Drew versus Roman at, let's just say, Elimination Chamber, I think that Drew's going to want to try again at the Rumble to go back after his world title. So I do see him in the Rumble, but this would be a fun match to add to the card for Elimination Chamber.
God, I can't wait for the Rumble, dude. How many names are we? How many names are we throwing out there? Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, like Kevin Owens, like that dude. That's not even mentioning like the returning people. Like John Cena is already in it.
Joe Hendry,
possibly a Joe Hendry. Yes, like who else knows? Like I can't remember the date of the Rumble. Do you know the exact date for the Rumble?
February 1st.
So I saw today as well, and I want to confirm this while I'm pulling this up. There is a second Saturday night's main event too. So we also have to keep in mind that maybe that is when we see this, this Roman Drew match. I don't know. But okay, so it's February 15th. Josh Alexander will be a free agent, so maybe he pops up.
I did see that. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun, and definitely, especially with Ethan Page on the NXT brand. There's another tag team that can kind of fill the shoes of an Axiom, depending on what happens this week at Deadline. And speaking of Deadline, if you wouldn't mind, sorry, just wanted to advertise that I will be on OTM this upcoming Thursday to give my predictions for Deadline on behalf of the Wrestling Junkies. So make sure to check that out at 7/6 Central. I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
I saw that on the schedule, and I was like, oh, did I do that? Shout out to Gunther for re-signing with the WWE as well.
Yes.
So
long-term deal.
Another, like we talked, I think it was on the Mixer. We talked about like the next wave of superstars that this company has, and you had Gunther right there, and now he signed long-term. Like that's the next 10 plus years are going to be great. No, I didn't get the invite.
Well, he's inviting you now.
Nope, too late. I want your pity invite, Kyle. Go Eagles. Let the Packers fall off a cliff.
Well, the podcast dad talks shit about the Packers. Once again, just want to remind everybody, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, share, turn on those notifications so you know that when we're on. All it takes is one person. Just tell one person. Not that hard. Man, there's, again, a lot to break down on this card here.
We haven't even talked about it yet. Let's talk about it. It is a new day.
Yes, it is.
Don't unsubscribe. Well, if you unsubscribe, then resubscribe.
Or just don't unsubscribe.
Why don't you tell a friend, Kyle?
He should tell too.
He should tell at least 5.
He should tell too.
I've told people about his podcast. So, like out of all the ways I saw this going, I didn't see it going this way. No.
Yeah. No. It was masterfully done.
Yes.
It was masterfully done. That's for sure. I mean, we had just based on the energy and the tension that we'd seen between the two of them, we just figured X was done, wanted to be his own man. But Kofi, heel turn for the first time in 10 years.
Yeah. Poor Mickey, man.
It just and that was more heartbreaking than any sort of sneak attack ambush. You could have put Biggie on a stretcher and sent him to a hospital last night, and it wouldn't have
It would
hurt
not have
as
had the
bad
same
as
effect.
it did to watch this. Given the timing of the release of the Players Tribune article, which again, if you've not had a chance to read it, go do yourselves a favor and check it out. It's a fucking hell of a read. Man, that is just crushing to see after 10 years, after up and down the road, all the stories we read in that article and everything that they've been through. Unreal.
Yeah.
And never thought Kofi would be a heel. Now they're gonna have the most nuclear heat. They really are. I mean, this is and we've been talking about kind of the revitalization of the War Raiders in that tag team division, and then getting promptly crushed by Judgment Day. Put those titles on the New Day. I mean, monster heat with these two. Put those tag titles on. It's too easy.
Especially now. Finn obviously a different direction, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yep.
But yeah,
it is an interesting wrinkle. What's that?
What's that? The worst thing they could have done, like you said, the beatdown and all that good stuff. The worst thing was to see Big E walk away.
Yeah.
With them going, "You're not coming back. Go away."
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit. Like that was just you didn't have to. Like, Stone Cold came back, Edge came back, Kurt Angle came back. You're not coming back. Oh, don't do that to me.
Yeah.
Like everybody wants him to come back so badly, and go sit at your desk and do your thing. It's like, wow.
And I don't remember if I texted this to you last night, but this was on Twitter. Even E's girlfriend Miriam had this to say. Nah, when we bought her home, I was looking forward to having the boys over. I was mentally planning to make 2 different meals to accommodate Kofi's vegan ass and Creed's child ass palate. But since y'all want to be ungrateful crybaby ass bitches, y'all can choke.
Yeah. Dude, Biggie's he's gotta get cleared though. He's gonna get cleared.
Yeah, that's and Kyle's saying the same thing. I mean, I don't think that you have a moment like that where you completely shun E without there being some sort of payoff for that. And then, eventually this reunion will happen at some point down the line because they usually tend to. It's going to be nuts. And I mean, this is the most adversity that this group has gone through in its entire existence. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of what comes next with this.
It's probably the most adversity they've been through since the initial debut.
Yes.
When everybody was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And it was bad.
It really was.
Bad.
It
and
really was.
And they made it so good. And this is so good. And yeah, dude, get the titles on Kofi, get them on Woods. Like now's the time to do it. You got the teams. Go do this. Get them off the Judgment Day. Nobody cares about them right now. Just let the New Day in their nuclear heat do this. Like, do you like? I know, and this is I'm being a mark a little bit. Are we getting a new theme song?
I think you have to. I don't think that you can. I mean, I could see them using it kind of as an intro to a new theme just to troll the shit out of people. But if they're going for this kind of edge, I think that it might be good to kind of change everything up to. I mean,
yeah, because the last time they were heels, they were just kind of smart ass heels. So
yeah, but this is something entirely different. And Maddie wants to know thoughts on the Wyatt's getting a match next week. We've got the Wyatt Six taking on Final Testament and The Miz. This is a great TV feud for sure. It's going to be interesting to see.
Surprised it's not on Saturday night's main event.
Really? Okay. I'm not really.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. This kind of seems like one of those matches they would want to, like, the national audience to see. Like, hey, look at this kind of character that we have in the WWE. Yeah. Maybe, and I might be wrong. Maybe it's like, all right, this might be too much for an NBC audience or something like that. But I don't know. Like that, you get the entrance out there, all the cool stuff that the Wyatts do. Little surprising it's not on main event.
Yeah, I mean, and that's also not. I mean, it hasn't happened next week yet, so that doesn't mean that this couldn't result in an immediate rematch or anything like that down the line.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And they also have the other one. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, this will be a good match. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah.
Wyatt's win?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Wyatt's win?
I almost think the Final Testament needs to win this one.
I would agree.
Yeah. I'm glad that everybody's getting the screen time. I'm glad that this is a program that's happening, but I do think that you got to keep the Wyatts in chase mode here.
Yeah, I agree.
Before we kind of move on here, I just want to point out to everybody, Gorilla Press Apparel has tagged us on a little poll that they've got going on X right now. Trivia Tuesday was a rousing success, our very first edition of that. So thank you to everybody that participated. But we do want to hear from you guys. We're trying to figure out how frequently we should do this. We do give away incredible prizes from Gorilla Press Apparel. So we do want to hear from you. Head over to @Gorilla Press APP on X. Cast your vote. We're going to take all that into consideration as we vamp up the next Trivia Tuesday. So get involved. We want to hear from you, and don't miss out on your chance to win some cool prizes from Gorilla Press down the line.
Yep, just retweeted it.
Thank you.
X'd it, reposted, whatever it's called.
Just say retweeted it. Since it's fine. Yeah. Good.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the other. Let's talk about. Gunther's face.
It was kind of an anticlimactic face turn too. And especially because Gunther didn't look dominant in it. It's just Finn Balor gets his title shot, even though you're a tag team champion, and
yep.
Okay.
Even though Damian Priest is going to cost him, I already know the outcome. I don't know, man. I don't like what they're doing with Gunther right now.
Yeah, I think it would be an overreaction to say that it's time to panic, but I'm just like, I don't like this. I don't like this. We know that they've tested him as a face overseas and things like that. Like, that's understandable, but I mean, it's fucking Gunther. There's really not a whole lot that you need to do. Just let him get in the ring and do what he does and be a condescending fucking prick. That's it.
Oh. Welcome back. Welcome back to my side. Welcome back.
That's not to say that a face Gunther run couldn't be successful. I'm not saying that. I just hate that it came at the expense of an attack by Finn Balor.
I'm going to die on that hill. I don't need Gunther as a face right now. I don't.
That's fine.
I already have Superman on the other show. I don't need him. I don't. How? Finn Balor and Dom are the giant heels. It's a heel on heel. Doubt it. Kaiser's going to turn on him soon. I don't love it, man. I just
that one. Okay, that one is making me a little uneasy.
I don't love it.
Braun Breaker doesn't have to be the only tweener on the roster.
I agree, but from everything we've seen the past couple weeks, since he lost to Cody, he did the handshake, which we never see him do.
Nope.
Now he's showing vulnerability, and now he look, Dom is Dom, but he struggled to beat Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, it was a little because I don't think I'd ever seen Gunther that vulnerable, especially when he's taking that 619 spot. It's just no, you just look disoriented as shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll let it play out, but I just don't want face Gunther. I want the Gunther that yelled at Goldberg.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
And Kyle, to your point, I mean, yeah, all that we've seen is the attack. I mean, all that we can go on is what we saw last night. I mean, I'm sure that Gunther is going to want his pound of flesh next week, so I hope that he doesn't look as vulnerable as he did last night. So it is going to be all about the follow up here as far as this kind of evolution of Gunther's character arc. We'll see.
I don't know. You just look at the main event scene, right? And on Raw alone, you have what? Jay. I'll put Jay in there, which we've seen, so that's fair. Sammy, which we've seen. But you got Drew. You've got Punk. You've got Rollins. There's 5 names right there. that I would rather see before Finn Balor. Just off the top of my head.
Even and
but they're all fighting
the
each
ankle
other.
injuries, Bronson Reed.
Yeah, and they're all fighting each other to get a shot at the title, but all Finn had to do was attack the champion.
Yeah.
So, like Punk, why didn't Punk just go out there and say I want the champion? I gotta go win the Rumble. No, just go challenge a champion. You know what I mean? I don't know. Look, I'm gonna let it play out. Triple H has earned the grace. Let it play out.
Yeah. Facts. I mean,
I just don't like the tea leaves.
It is a fun story. I mean, we'll see what happens here. We do have to exercise some patience. I mean, they managed to swerve the fuck out of us last night. I mean, gotta trust the process here.
That's a bad word in Philadelphia. Don't do that.
Well, process this. I don't give a fuck. Now let's talk about the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament kicking off. We had Dakota Kai taking on Shayna Baszler. No, I'm not getting fucking defensive. I'm just saying that you don't have to worry about the word
Bengals fan.
Yeah. Okay. And we have our own process that we're going to have to go through. Thank you very much for reminding me of that. Like, I get it. I'm punting on this season. I'm going down with the fucking ship. What more do you, like, literally, what more do you want from me when it comes to talking about the Bengals this year? This what this is? Is this all that you're doing? Is just trying to.
I'm doing a good job too. Look at you. Got him. Yes.
I sincerely hope that one of your kids just. What's that?
Who's your early winner of this? Oh, one needed me in the nuts last night, so don't worry about it.
I hope it happens again tonight. Who wins what? Yeah.
The Intercontinental Women's Title Tournament.
So Dakota is the only one that has advanced.
Correct.
For now, right? That was the first match. Okay.
Do you need the
and then I think next week is Lyra, Zelina, and
let me see if I can pull up the bracket for you.
Yeah. If you could, because I haven't seen a full bracket yet, but if you're thinking, because I know you're thinking veteran presence to establish the titles, I don't know. I don't think you need that for both shows. I think Lyra needs to be a front runner here for sure. I mean, it's. You know, she came up with great fanfare from NXT. Had, you know, it seemed like because she was linked with Becky Lynch, that helped her to continue to get TV time. But it's been sporadic over the last couple of months. But as far as workhorses go in that division, I think Lyra is somebody that you can rely on. And Kyle would, I think Kyle wants Dakota.
We know.
I think
Kyle.
both of them would be solid names as well. You know.
So Dakota's already advanced. We have Zoe Stark, Raquel, and Kaden Carter.
Okay.
So you got there. That one's an easy one.
Yeah, Raquel.
Lyra, Zelina, and Ivy Nile.
Lyra.
Alba Fire, Kairi Sane, and Natalia.
That one actually low-key is tough.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Just because it's not for you doesn't mean it's not for me. Okay, it's my opinion that it's tough. All right. Can I explain why?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, I know.
Because, again, much like with the Women's United States Championship, you wanted to have an emphasis on an established name that has a run with the belt. Natty is not anybody that you're going to take seriously as a challenger to either of the Women's World Championships right now. It's just not happening anytime soon. However, having her be the big fish in the small pond of the Intercontinental division, you know, which, I mean, when you look at the family history with that championship, it's hard not to consider that name there. That's why it's tough to exclude her. Kairi, you know, if we can get her back to that NXT peak form, this is a belt that would also do the same thing for her as well. Alba Fire, one of the longest reigning NXT UK women's champions in history. I think any one of those three could win that match in advance, and I'm fine with it.
Kairi or Natty will win. They haven't used Alba correctly. Let's just be fair. Natty's going to win. Natty will win that triple threat, but then Lyra will beat Natty and kind of have the, hey, I beat the veteran kind of thing. Raquel will beat Dakota, and Raquel will win the Intercontinental champion. And they're going to do the two dudes with attitude. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be the same thing like Shawn Michaels and Diesel was. You got Liv and Raquel running that division. All right. And I think that would add a lot of credibility to both women right there. Because I don't know if Rhea's going to win. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, to be quite honest with you, I don't.
But I don't think we should rule out Rhea costing Raquel either.
We could do that as well. But because that's announced for Saturday night's main event. So,
yes.
No, EO's announced. EO is.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think the finals of the Women's United States Championship is at Saturday night's main event. I think, and I don't know if they've actually done the math or like announced when the finals are, but I think you saved this one for Netflix.
Oh yeah. Since it's on Raw, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you. And also, we just got a new subscriber, 381. Thank you to whoever you are. Again, are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Need your help to get there. We're trying to get to 400 by the end of the year. If everybody that's watching the show right now went over to our YouTube channel and subscribed, we're crushing that goal and then some, and we can all drink and have a happy holiday season. So if you would be so kind, head over there, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications so that you know when we are on. Anything else catch your eye here? And also real quick, Kyle says Lyra versus Dakota is what he's thinking for the finals.
Could be fun.
Yeah,
I just think
agreed.
Raquel is not going after that main title right now. And this would be a good way to kind of bring her back and establish her a little bit better. That's my opinion. Lyra, I think, should win. That's just me. Lyra should win.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if she's ready for the main title, but this would be a great jumping off point.
Sure. No, I agree. I agree completely.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that was a hell of a Raw here. Real quick, I just want to run down what we've got on NXT before we get out of here.
Yeah, let me pull it up. I had it pulled up.
While podcast that is doing that, make sure you're following us on X at Junkies Pod, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. Again, promo code WJP 2024 for 25% off site wide at GorillaPressApparel.BigCartel.com. And make sure to check out that poll on X. We do want to hear from you guys. We really enjoyed doing Trivia Tuesday, and we want to give away some free stuff. So let us know how often you want to see that, and we're going to try to make it happen. All
right, Gigi Dolan is back after returning last week. She will be in action. We have Carmen Petrovic. Is that Petrovic versus Nikita Lyons?
That'll be fun. That'll be a hard hitting one.
You got the last chance qualifying match for the women's. You have Ren Sinclair, Kalani Jordan, Cora Jade, and Jada Parker. Who wins?
I think Cora Jade does.
I hope Cora Jade wins. I think Kalani's going to win.
I wouldn't be mad at that either.
All right, you got a tag team battle royal tonight where the winner will get a title shot at Fraxium, at a Deadline. You have the last chance qualifying fatal four-way for the men's. You have Eddie Thorpe, Axiom, Cedric Alexander, and then Eric Bischoff will be on the show tonight.
Can you say the four names for the fatal four-way? Lexus King, Eddie Thorpe.
Axiom, Cedric Alexander.
Okay.
I'm not going to say his name. You didn't buffer. You didn't freeze. I'm just not going to say it.
All right, Lexus King. I'm going to say it. So because I forgot that the tag team title match would happen at Deadline, I do think that Axiom gets in. I'll take it a step further and say I think that the men's match will kick off the show. And then they lose the tag team titles later in the night because they spent so much time getting ready for Iron Survivor and just kind of dropped the ball in their tag team, and we'll kind of see what happens from there.
I would agree with that, actually. And I hope so, because I think Axiom in that match will be a lot of fun. Also, where's Obafemi?
I don't know.
I don't know either. And then Eric Bischoff has something tonight with Ridge Holland and Trick Williams. So
I don't know what he adds to this particular story other than just kind of a surprise appearance, which if that's all it is, great, but I don't know how much more controversial, quote unquote, this match at Deadline necessarily needs to get.
I would agree. I think Ridge is doing fine on his own, but maybe they just kind of want, I don't know. They got a name, they got a legend. Let's throw him out there and see what happens.
I fucking love Eric Bischoff, though, so it's always nice to see Easy back on TV.
It is. It is. We'll see how he does. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. Mr. Cincinnati has a big night planned. He's got cookies baked. He's
Yep.
going to watch Elf or some shit. It's going to be great.
Probably. Or Home Alone. One of the two.
Of course.
What?
Sure.
What?
Christmas.
Drop your favorite Christmas movie in the comments down there, okay? Mine all time is Home Alone. Podcast Dad hates Christmas. Oh, I wonder why.
It's a happy ending.
Not wrong. Not wrong. But we will be back tomorrow. Kyle says Christmas Vacation. It is a goated movie.
Never seen it. Never seen it.
Actually, I haven't either. So maybe that's one that we'll watch.
I will never watch it. At this point, I'm going to stick to the bit and never watch Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
Elf 2.
Honestly, I didn't know there was an Elf 2. I didn't know that there was.
No, there's not. There's no way.
I don't know. Fact checker, clip this.
There's no way there's an Elf 2.
Are you looking it up?
There's not an Elf 2. Maybe he's saying Elf 2, as in TOO.
I think he would have just said TOO in that case. I don't know.
There's no way. No, I can't find anything. I can't find anything.
Okay. Well, that is going to do it for us tonight. Let's see. He says we have to watch it. Oh, Elf is his number 2.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Christmas movie watch along. That actually could be pretty fucking interesting. I don't know. I like that idea. Let's definitely put a pin in that. You're a poor sport. Anyway, that's going to do it for us tonight. Please, once again, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It just takes a couple of seconds. Tell one person. And again, help us continue to grow this community. We've had a hell of a 2024, and we're trying to keep that train rolling into 2025. We will be back tomorrow night, and we've got Will Locke joining the show. Can't wait to chat with him. We're going to be talking a little bit of NXT and previewing a little bit of AEW Dynamite. So have fun. Enjoy wrestling. That's going to do it for us tonight. For the podcast, Dad, I am Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. We'll see you guys tomorrow.